It all started on a completely normal night. My parents had gone to visit my aunt, and I had the entire house to myself for the weekend. Now, if you're like me, home alone doesn't mean peace and quiet. It means snacks, horror movies, and absolutely terrible life decisions. At around 11:47 p.m., I was sitting on the couch watching a low-budget horror movie. You know, the type: bad acting, creepy music, and a ghost that looks like it forgot to sleep for 300 years. I laughed and said out loud, "Man, ghosts aren't even scary anymore." Big mistake. Because right at that moment, I heard something from the kitchen. A soft click. I froze. Then I told myself, relax. It's probably just the fridge. So I ignored it. 5 seconds later, hey, I sat up straight. Okay, no, that was not the fridge. I slowly turned my head toward the kitchen. Everything was dark, silent. Then again, hey you there! My heart started beating fast. I grabbed a slipper. Not a knife, not a stick. A sleeper, because clearly I was ready to fight a ghost with footwear. I slowly walked toward the kitchen. Hello, I whispered. No response. I stepped closer. The fridge door was slightly open. Now, listen. I know I closed that fridge. I clearly remember taking out chocolate ice cream and closing it properly. I even checked twice because I didn't want my dad yelling about electricity bills. So why was it open? I reached out and slowly opened it. Inside, everything looked normal. Milk, eggs, leftover curry, and then, finally, I screamed and jumped back, hitting my head on the cabinet. Who said that? Down here, genius. I looked down at the bottom shelf. There was a half-eaten chocolate cake, and it was staring at me. Not literally, but somehow I knew it was the one talking. I said, cakes don't talk. Yeah, and humans don't eat cake at midnight either. But here we are. I blinked. Okay, I'm dreaming. Nope. Hallucinating? Nope. Possessed? Hopefully not. That would be awkward. I slowly crouched down. You're a talking cake. Excuse me, I am a premium chocolate cake. Sorry. Thank you. I sat on the kitchen floor. Okay. Why are you talking? The cake side. Well, you started it. What? You said ghosts aren't scary. That offended certain entities. Entities? Yes. Like ghosts? Yes. And they made my cake talk? Yes. That's the dumbest haunting ever. Hey, I didn't choose this job. I stared at the cake. Wait. So, are you going to kill me or something? The cake paused. Do I look like I can move? Good point. Also, I'm cake. My biggest weapon is diabetes. I couldn't help it. I laughed. This was ridiculous. A haunted cake at midnight in my kitchen. Okay, I said. So what do you want? The cake replied. I want revenge. My smile disappeared. Against who? You. Why? Because you ate my left side. I looked at the cake. Then at the missing piece. Then back at the cake. You're serious? That was my good side. You're a cake. You don't have sides. Wow. Body shaming. Nice, I sighed. Okay, listen. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were alive. So can we just forget this? The cake was silent. Then, fine. I relaxed. Thank you. But I froze again. You must pay. Pay what? With snacks. What? I've been in this fridge for 2 days. I deserve compensation. I stared at the cake. You want snacks? Yes. What kind? Chips? Biscuits? Maybe some ice cream? That's literally already in the fridge. Yeah, but I can't eat it. Right. So there I was, at 12:15 a.m., serving snacks. To a talking cake. I put a biscuit next to it. Sir, break it into smaller pieces. Why? Presentation matters. I took a deep breath. This is my life now. For the next 20 minutes, I sat on the kitchen floor, talking to a cake. We discussed movies, school, and why pineapple on pizza is a crime. Suddenly, the lights flickered, the temperature dropped, and a shadow appeared behind me. A deep voice whispered, "You have entertained our servant well." I slowly turned around. A tall, dark figure stood there. This was definitely a ghost. The ghost looked at the cake, then at me, then back at the cake. Well, maybe update your system. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A ghost arguing with a cake. At 12:40 a.m. In my kitchen, the ghost looked at me. Then, suddenly, the cake shouted, "Hey! He still owes me ice cream." The ghost disappeared instantly. What? The cake sighed. I stared at the empty space, then at the cake, then I stood up. You know what? Ice cream. Good night. I ran out of the kitchen, locked my room, and hid under the blanket like a professional. The next morning, I slowly walked into the kitchen. Everything was normal. Fridge closed. No more voices, no more ghosts, no talking cake. Just silence. I opened the fridge. The cake was still there. Silent, normal, halfitan, eyesight, in relief. Okay? It was a dream. Then I noticed something. Next to the cake was a biscuit, broken into small pieces and written in chocolate. Tonight, ice cream. Don't be late. I closed the fridge and whispered, "I'm moving out."